Hi, my name is Amanda Lauderly, and I'm going to share with you today some of Usborne's baby and toddler books. So, to start ourselves off, I have one of my daughter's favorites, which is the Mirror Mirror series. We got her the bunny for Easter, but there are other ones such as wild animals and farm animals, and now there's dragons and unicorns. But as the babies go through the book, and you can read little simple words, they get to see themselves in the mirror, and if you can tell, mine likes to kiss herself a lot. So if you have a baby who loves mirrors, this is a great book. If you have a baby who loves to touch things, the That's Not My series has a ton of animals, so you can pick your favorite, and it's probably there. The I got for the spring, if you can tell, it goes through different things like rough, soft. I apologize for my cat. So the kids love to touch and see and feel everything. So babies love to touch everything, taste everything. This book has been licked. This is a great series. We have giraffes, I have unicorns. We have quite a few of these. Alright, another pick, since young babies love contrast, if you want to start the bedtime reading, but they're a little too young to have a long attention span, there's the Black and White series, which just goes through simple pages. This is a nighttime one, but has nice contrast and some color, so they can really see and focus in on the images instead of being overwhelmed by some of the larger books. But it's just kind of a nice book of just pictures that they can kind of enjoy, and you can make up your own story as you read along, all the way to the end. So this is a great pick for young children, especially if you're trying to start the routine of reading a book, but it's not overwhelming with words. Alright, my 10-month-old, we just got this from Grandma. This is the Sparkly Playbook, and it is so pretty. So it kind of goes through pages. Space, you can talk about things early, fireworks, which my toddler actually liked to talk about because we just had 4th of July. Under the sea, so some sounds, and then it goes through birdies, and then of course beautiful dragons. But this is such a pretty book to look through. It's hard not to catch a baby's eye, and my 10-month-old likes to touch the pages, so they can even still feel how soft it is, or I guess silky it is, when they're reading through this book with you. A little favorite of ours, and this is one of our firsts, it's Are You There, Little Bunny? My toddler loves bunnies, and it's just a little story that goes through, peeking and finding, like, oh, I see your feet, it's not you, it's, fluttery butterfly, and it goes through the story, and at the very end, you're like, oh no, little bunny, I can't find you anywhere. And when my toddler was little, she would just get so sad because she didn't understand why we hadn't found the bunny yet. But then there he is playing with his friends, and she would just get so happy. So this is definitely one of the first books that we would read to her that had a lot more interaction, but she would sit through it, and it was so cute to see her emotional reactions to not finding Bunny. Alright, another one that we have that's kind of like as your child ages. This is if you're interested in the Look and Find series, but you feel like it's a little bit too overwhelming for a younger child. This is Find the Duck, and it's a similar style, but if you can tell, Find the Ducky. He's a little bit easier to see. So this is kind of a great way to start your child off in kind of a look and find puzzle way, my math brain. But trying to find him simply in the pictures and discuss him, like, oh, silly ducky, because kids just love everything when it's silly. And at the very end, you can look back and find other things, so having them go back and recall what they saw in the pictures, which is really good as they age, depending on the interest of your child. And then, of course, counting. So a lot of simple things, but starting early. So there's a great Look and Find books, 1001 Things to Find as your child gets older and wants more complicated hunts for items, but this is a great way to start them off when they're young, so they can feel kind of like successful, they found the ducky. Alright, a fun one we like to read as a family, and we took this on vacation, and we read it every single night on vacation, is This Is Crab. So you get to meet Crab, and there's more in the series. I think there's a frog and an owl, so we have 2 other books in the series. And it just goes through this interactive story about meeting Crab. And although it is thin pages, so I would suggest you read it to them, it is interactive, and so you go through, it says, can we drum roll with our fingers, please? So it kind of encourages the children to engage with you as you read, and you say hooray, and it goes through towards the end. And the animals are looking for crabs, so it does have layers, which make it a really cool read, especially since it's not a flat book per se. Then you read through and you find another crab. Then we learn, and this is the great thing about these books, is you're always learning something. We learn that crabs shed their shells, or they molt. And now we have pink crab. Oh my goodness, he changed color. And then he hides, because he's a little embarrassed. And this is where my baby likes to come in. My 10-month-old loves to clap to encourage crab to come back out. And we say, yay, you look great, crab. So it's a wonderful little book that you can engage lots of kids in, even babies who love to clap. And they cheer and read along with you as we get to know crab. So like I said, there's a crab, there's a frog, and there is a owl in this series. So if you want to meet all the animals, buy all 3. If you have a child who maybe likes to do things independently all by themselves, we have a great set of reusable sticker books. This one has been used a lot, so forgive me if the stickers kind of fall. I need to wash them again, and they are washable to get the stickies back. So this is All Better, and it's a story about animals that go through situations that they get boo-boos, but you get to give them their Band-Aids. So you go through and you read. Who's the first one? Who's the dog? Let's get dog sticker. And you say, oh no, dog wasn't looking where he was going, and he got hurt. And then the phrase is always, you kiss it, you put a bandage on it, and then it's all better. And then you get to put a Band-Aid on his paws. Oh, there you go, his boo-boo's all better. And my daughter used to like to kiss the book, because you gotta kiss it. And you gotta rub it to clean it. But the great thing is, after you go through the whole story and you put everybody's Band-Aids on, you get a little bit of color practice at the end to put them back. And we always put them back in the front. And if they get a little dirty, all you have to do is run them under hot water, and then the sticky is back. But yep, so they're really cute. I have to wash these again. But it is a wonderful, cute little book, and there's a lot of them. There's All Better with bandages. There's Good as New, which is casts. We have one that's about feeding the animals. We have ones about getting new pairs of glasses and finding the right pair. So there are lots of cute little reusable sticker books if this is something that your young toddler's really into, and you can practice kind of themes, especially if there's someone like my first who fell a lot. Alright, now as we're ending with the growing baby books, now these are a little bit for the older kids, but they're conversations that you're probably already having if you have young toddlers. So some of the fun ones, I'll start with our first. This is the very first question and answer series, and I love this series, and I'm determined to own every book in this series. But our very first one was, what is poop? And it goes through a lot of information about poop. So if you ever wanted to know about poop, this book's for you. And then a couple other ones, subtitles like, what's a potty for if you're potty training or just trying to think about it. If you're about to be 2, this is a good time to start. Why should I get dressed? For your child who likes to fight you every morning. What are germs? If they're continually putting their fingers in their nose and in their mouth and touching everything, which is every child. It's a good conversation to have. Why do I have to go to bed? We are currently on a nap strike, so it talks about the importance of sleep and naps, and yeah, we're in the middle of that right now. And then, why should I brush my teeth? So our kids are late to get their teeth, but this is a good thing to start if you're talking about brushing teeth. Favorite series, very first questions and answers. And that kind of wraps it up for some books that I love for our babies and toddlers. There are tons more, so if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And again, this is Amanda. Thanks for watching.